Namaste, angels. This will be a half-hour love reading for somebody I don't know at all, for whom I've never read before. I know absolutely nothing about them, and that's fine with me. As a matter of fact, all I know is the name on the email that they sent me and the unverified email address, PayPal, which doesn't matter to me that whether it's verified or unverified. I only just noticed that just now in going over the list as to see who was next. So let's get right into it, because I want to try to do as many cards as I can in this time, beginning with answered prayer and the possibility of an air sign, maybe specifically Aquarius, and or water sign, maybe specifically Scorpio, being involved. Although as I was shuffling the other cards, I don't know if I as much saw as I felt fire sign being involved. I also felt like some pain, but then I saw like the divinity of the union too. Like I saw hurt and stuff. So we'll see what comes up. Opening now to emergence, which is about ascension and the rise from the depths, maybe from pain and hurt and all that kind of stuff, recovering from all that, healing and rising above. Perhaps in answer to your prayers, like Lord, give me strength or something like that. And opening to meditation. Opposite that answered prayer. Meditation is a means of prayer. It can be, at least. Answered prayer back. And celebration. With this very Pentecostal dove, this can be a celebration of the rise itself. That emergence card that we just saw just a few moments ago with that female, perhaps goddess, nude, clearly having come up from somewhere where it was dark, but now being surrounded by light. And that's just like a rise in the Pentecost. This dove always reminds me of the Pentecost. The Pentecost is about the rising of Jesus and other saints that were risen on the day that he was. I don't know why people miss that part or skip that part or don't mention that part. But when Jesus was resurrected, other saints were also risen from the dead. Quote unquote saints. That's the way that's how they're referred to in the Bible and the scriptures. And only other beings that were ascended enough, whose vibration was high enough, could see them. So that's reason for celebration too, and that could be what's going on with you as well. Like really see them. Maybe for us more metaphorical than literal. As it's written, for Jesus, it was more literal. In fact, one of the apostles, St. Jude, asked him why he wasn't going to show himself to everybody. In any case, opening now to love, which is another nude goddess or nude female. And this nudity, it always reminds me or says to me surrender. A few things say to me surrender, but nudity definitely does, because it's when you're at your most vulnerable. When you're nude, you're at your most vulnerable. And there's no fear in this woman's face. She's absolutely fine being naked. She knows she's safe. Love is protecting her. Maybe love, capital L. Jesus is love. The universe is love. God is love, right? So that could be it. Here's another sign of perhaps, again, the sign of Aquarius or an air sign being involved in this situation. Whether one is or not, communication is important here, and listening to messages received from the universe, listening to one another, listening to your own thoughts, your own gut feelings too, not ignoring them. Like we saw the butterfly a minute ago, maybe butterflies in one's stomach, for example. These are things to which we're supposed to pay attention. Maybe they're messages of love, right? Messages of your own true feelings, and you got to pay attention to that. Love. I'll go one more. And it's miracles, which is not necessarily unlike answered prayer. Miracles now at the bottom. I'll cut. Did I cut already before? I feel like I did. Well, I guess I was meant to do it twice. I'm pretty sure I did. Going with the flow here. Maybe we needed to see this. This is more air and water. So I began talking about air and water with the first card, the answered prayer card. And now this card says air and water to me again, too. I don't know if you can see these like puffs of smoke here. And then these circles, these white circles and their placement, the crown chakra is very air sign. And the third eye is very air sign, like intelligence and, again, communication and logic. All of that. And the throat chakra, communication, speaking, letting your voice be heard. And then this blue is, of course, indicative of water. And the yin and yang is air and water is very, very yin and yang. If you can get them to work together harmoniously, then you have achieved balance. As opposed to like a hurricane, then you have certainly achieved balance. And the overall energy is inner child, which is another card that speaks of air sign and specifically Aquarius to me with all these stars and their placement too. Again, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra, and all these puffs of smoke. This is air. This is communication, which is, air signs are all about. This is sight and intelligence, thought, logic. Air signs are all about that. And this child has something to say. And that's why you see particularly here around the throat chakra is like extra illuminated. And down here too, the heart chakra, and she's like full of love and wonder and all that, but she's got something that needs to come out. And maybe she's all grown up now and being depicted by the gentleman in the other card. And those words are still there in the throat, yet to emerge. So that will be maybe to what we need to listen. They're like an inner voice that is trying to speak to us. This card will represent the feminine, or like her higher self to herself, the feminine, about the feminine. And the rest will pretty much be from the masculine's perspective, with the exception of this one card that will represent the universe. The masculine about the feminine, about himself, the union, overall, the outcome, what the masculine would have the feminine to do, contribute, surrender, whatever, toward the union to help to facilitate it, and what he himself is willing to. And what the universe would have the two to do. Again, overall energy, inner child. Feminine about the feminine. Golden path. Awesome. This is one of my favorite cards. It, of course, guides you or lets you know that you are on track. But it's on track for not just being on your spiritual path, which, in itself is awesome enough, but it's also like on the road to healing and maybe connected to those other cards that were indicative of healing or the need for healing, the need for balance, the need to get, to find our voice, the emergence, like having come from a place of pain, perhaps. In the movie, The Wiz was on yesterday. I started to watch it. I was a child model, and I'm actually one of the children on the soundtrack of that movie, The Wiz. But The Wiz is the Wizard of Oz. And in both movies, in the play, the yellow brick road leads to the Emerald City. Well, for me, with this card, this yellow brick road, the golden path, leads to the emerald ray. And the emerald ray is all about healing, as is its patron, Archangel Raphael. So that's what that's at the end of this road. The masculine about you listening. So he's sending you messages, but he also wants you to listen to, like, not so much to 3D stuff. and I'm feeling that this may be in connection to like pain, and pain's not really the word I'm looking for though. But I'm getting like don't listen to them, like, like listen to you. Listen to you. What is your, I guess, heart telling you? What is your inner voice telling you? Like, don't listen to what they say, quote unquote they. I'm still not finding the word. If it comes up, I will absolutely let you know. But I hope I'm getting the point across. I think you probably know what I'm talking about. The masculine about himself reflection. So we need to do this in order to heal, in order to move forward, in order to cut ties and cords. We need to do this. This is looking at our present situation. This is looking at our past. Where did we come from, and how did we get here? What did we learn from it? Right? Looking at the past too. And then this is looking forward, looking ahead. What do we want in our lives? Whom do we want in our lives? How do we plan on, manifesting the things that this outcome, that we see ahead of us? And this can lead us to all things, really. I mean, this is the beginning of like formulating one's plan. You got to do the reflection first, and then you can put everything, get everything in order. And masculine energy is in great part about putting things in order. So when they are at their healthiest, at least in that area, as far as the masculine energy, that's when they're getting organized and disciplined, and maybe even, aggressively going at those things. That's very masculine. But it starts with this, with the reflection. The masculine with regard to the union, very nice, embrace. When it's in this placement, then yes, it represents the couple for me. The card on its own, so it can have dual meaning too, because the card on its own is actually about one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together harmoniously in balance. So this could be representing the two of you as individuals, and the union as a whole as well, from the masculine's perspective. What would he have you to do? Spend some time in nature, reconnecting. Somebody may be an earth sign, some moon rising, or taking on that kind of energy. But this is about being nurturing, maybe connecting with Venus, right? The mother. She is both like the queen nurturer, as well as, the queen of air, who determines like what we need in our life, what we don't need in our life anymore, and how to go forward from there. So reconnecting with her through meditation, whatever that means for you. It can be listening. We have the listening card crossing the earth connection. It can be, because that's one of my favorite ways of means of meditation, is like binaural tones and stuff, listening to those. You could get out. It's getting kind of cool where I am, but if you live in an area that's conducive to you spending some time outside, maybe while listening to some tones or something, that would be a nice way to just sort of get reconnected and to release different energies. You can focus on particular chakras. Maybe you want to focus on that throat chakra. You want to focus on the crown chakra or the third eye chakra. You listen to tones specifically for those areas to heal those areas. Was the masculine willing to do himself forgiveness? This is about seeking forgiveness and extending forgiveness, because we have to begin with ourselves. So we begin with ourselves, we extend that to ourselves, right? And then we're able to seek it. It's sort of, it's not a mistake that this card is crossing this one, just like yours crossing here. We need to do this reflection. This is about going in, going back again to our past, maybe even our childhood, that inner child that is your overall energy here, all of these things, before we can come to the place of forgiveness. That's what I was saying. This is the foundation before we formulate the plan. Now I know what I have to do. I got to let some of this stuff go. I got to forgive myself. I got to forgive the other person, and all involved, and then we can move forward from there. Overall, spiritual growth. That is what is coming to both of you through all of this. And that's very positive. We need that. That's part of the ascension. Goes right along with that emergence. What would the universe have the two of you to do? Surrender. I think I started out talking about surrender before I even got like settled in. Universe agrees. That's what they would have the two of you to do, to draw on that feminine energy. Again, the masculine seemed to have good control, at least right now, over his masculine energy, but he needs to employ some of this, as do you. And that goes very, perfectly with your card, which is again about nurturing, and those are feminine qualities. So you need to employ feminine energy as much as the masculine, and vice versa. And the outcome here, miracles. So you put the effort in, you do your part, the universe has got your back for the rest. And the masculine believes this to be true, because again, this is all from his higher self. And now, directly from the universe, beginning with these, and I was talking about don't listen to what they say. I didn't even realize I was going to be starting with gossip. But this may be what the masculine was talking about. I don't know if you have some kind of friends in your ear, or maybe people you believe to be friends, they're really frenemies, or what's going on. But yeah, I'm still looking for the right word too. Don't listen to what they say, basically, is the point though. Opening to Beauty Queen. This is about, it's similar to like, the Empress card for me, because it's about like looking good, feeling good, being popular at the time, just being positive and confident and all that stuff. Beauty Queen. And opening to Triangle. I did see several threes as I was shuffling the Angel Tarot, which I may use here tonight too. So there could be a third energy of some sort in the way. Not necessarily love, but that's, like romantic love triangle, but that's a possibility too. Triangle now. And this could be the object, the third person, because this brunette female is a karmic, toxic energy for me. And opposite triangle, yeah. This is somebody that is a troublemaker for you. Whether it's a friend, a romantic partner of your partner, a friend of your partner, a family member. This is a toxic energy. Brunette female and freedom. Somebody may need freedom from this person. Freedom from this toxic situation. Freedom at the bottom. I'll go one more. To give way for true love, maybe. Freedom. I'm going to cut. And control. Somebody's being manipulated and or is a manipulator. One or both involved. The overall energy is open relationship. Divine couple. The recent past. The masculine's higher self. The near future. Blocks to the union. The feminine can do. The masculine. Further advice from the universe. And this time the outcome is here. Divine couple. New love. Or perhaps love anew. Since you asked right away for a love reading. So I'm presuming that you, and I have presumed thus far, otherwise I would have done some checking, that you already have an idea of who that being is. And so I asked to be connected to that and to you. And so this would be love anew as opposed to new love. Or actually you could look at it as new love too. Because if the old dies, right, this is a new situation. The recent past, karma. So there was karmic energy perhaps involving that triangle and that karmic female. The near future, fun times. So things improve. Karma can be good too. Karma doesn't have to be negative. I mean, there could have been some positive karma that occurred as well. Good karma. Masculine's higher self here, money. So this can be about feeling good about himself as well. This can be about focus, mind on my money, money on my mind. This can be about value, self-worth, confidence. Blocks to the union. Ice Queen. This can be more than one thing. Okay, so for one thing, can be an air sign involved that is sort of closed off, has been closed off to love. And or, because these cards can have more than one meaning. This card represents Venus for me, the planet Venus, the goddess Venus, planet and goddess of both love and money, planet and goddess of abundance. If you've been like sort of frozen, closed off to flow, back turned, that can be an obstacle, right? She's trying to bring love and you've been turning away from it. Let's look at some more cards. What the feminine can do here. Accept that there's a short-term situation, a temporary pause in action that may even involve heartache. But it's, again, short-term heartache. That enables for new love to come forward. The masculine, family. This block can in fact be family, and I just heard mother. Can be his mother. I don't know how old this couple is. I know absolutely nothing about them, but I just heard mother. I guess the age doesn't matter. I mean, there's different circumstances where one may have to care for their mother, and that could be a block. Mother may have, be a particularly opinionated. Mothers and sons. I mean, there's like that relationship or the potential for the relationship that exists between a mother and her son. Like there's nothing like it. So there could be something going on there. And the universe is saying young male. And I heard mother here. So definitely, and family. Yeah, I think that there's a block within his family against the two of you. Now, that doesn't mean it's necessarily a malicious one, but at least energetic. What is the outcome here with this? Fair male. This is karmic too. So, as part of this temporary situation, we are closed off to love. There is a family situation that has to be worked out. It looks like on the part of the masculine, particularly. However, once we get beyond some of this karmic stuff, in the near future, there are good times ahead. And the universe says this is very, the way it's going to come about in the near future, and it's not a mistake these two cards sitting here next to one another, is because it's short term. It's just temporary. And a lot of us are dealing with karmic situations right now. If you haven't seen my readings for the collective, I think both the general and the love speak to, on both sides, masculine and feminine, but it's particularly and especially the masculine, but both sides, there are some karmic situations that need resolving before going forward. I'm just going to look at, I'm going to go to the romance angels. Now I'll do this. The angel tarot, beginning with the emperor, which can represent the sign of Aries or other fire sign. Also water for me because Mars, this represents the planet Mars for me, and Mars is also a ruler of Scorpio. So perhaps a Scorpio or a fire sign involved here. But this is also that very masculine energy of organization and discipline and stuff that I was talking about. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, also leadership. So that's masculine energy. Opening to the Two of Earth. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. That can be about the need for balance, which we saw come up earlier in the reading, the Emperor back. And opening to life experience, which is the Tower in the traditional tarot. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. This can be somebody's parent too. Again, it's masculine, but this could still be somebody's mother. Maybe somebody's mother is very domineering. Sort of both matriarch and patriarch. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time there was a family like that. The Emperor. And opening to ego, representing the sign of Capricorn. That fair male often represents Capricorn to me too, because it's like a devilish kind of energy, right? It's a karmic masculine energy. Ego in the angel tarot is actually the devil in the traditional tarot. A false sense of entrapment. Let me repeat that. A false sense of entrapment. You're not really stuck. Also being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. This can be coming through because of the masculine too, with that focus that was evident on money as it relates to him. So he may be feeling bound by limited funds or something like that. And that may have to do with the parents too. Emperor. And opening to justice. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. As far as getting organized and connection to justice, the Emperor can be like an authority. There can be a legal situation of some sort going on with either or both. Outcome positive. Emperor. Opening to the Nine of Earth. Enjoying life's little luxuries. Spending quiet time alone. Successful self-employment. All right. Last one. Emperor again. I'm going to cut. And it's the Page of Earth. Scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful is the Page of Earth. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, maybe even a new area of study. The Page of Earth is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So now that's the second time with Capricorn coming up, and Earth energy came up before. Somebody may be of these traits, of like Earth sign traits, or an actual Earth sign that is involved in this situation. The Page of Earth, as it relates to love and stuff, can be about longevity. We were talking like new love. This can be promising with regard to new love, like it can go places, it can go the distance. In the general sense, yeah, it can be pages bring news, and this one brings news of money. Again, the masculine's focus seems to be money right now. So this could be an answer to his prayers, his miracles, getting back to that first spread. Overall energy is the Seven of Water, a complex decision. The need to do research. Stop procrastinating. Masculine, The Nine of Water. Your wish comes true. So we've already seen answered prayer, miracles, and now the Nine of Water, which is a big resounding yes from the Minor Arcana for you guys. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, and you have a love of life. Surrounded by the Knight of Water, who's emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. The Knight of Water is a Scorpio. I keep talking about Scorpios, or perhaps a Pisces or a Cancer. In the masculine subconscious, it's the Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. I actually just popped into my head. This may be a Scorpio Sag like cusp. Maybe somebody at the end of this month, like somebody with a birthday next week, maybe. And that may be where the fire and water is coming from. Grounding the feminine, it's the Seven of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. Surrounded by the Hermit with Archangel Raziel. Spend time in quiet meditation, doing some spiritual teaching and self-discovery. When you do this, it's about going within. I spoke about going within before, and maybe again to address that inner child and other aspects of yourself as well. The Hermit is a Virgo or other earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, and is a teacher or somebody seeking enlightenment, or somebody that can help you to find enlightenment. In the feminine subconscious, it's unity with Archangel Sandalphon. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Unity represents the sign of Taurus, so earth sign still. Can be a Virgo again, or a Capricorn. It's about traditional situations. This can be connected to that. Don't listen to them. Like you wanting to do stuff the way everybody else does it. You know, being focused on our relationship is supposed to be this way, a particular way. I'm supposed to live my life this way. You're supposed to live yours this way. And like listening to what other people have to say about that, or worrying about what they might have to say about it, being very stuck in traditional matters. Unity, or the high priest, or the Hierophant, can also be about relationships. So here with the Knight of Water, that can certainly be about entering commitment, or considering entering commitment. Maybe that's the decision that has to be made. It's all higher institutions as well. So getting back to that page, it can be about wanting to further your education. These cards can often have like multiple meanings. Here's the pain. I knew I felt pain when I was shuffling these cards. The Three of Air is crowning the union. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. So remember, the masculine was willing to do this. But maybe you need to as well. Maybe that's why you need to go within and find whether or not you can forgive, right? You can find it in your heart. Go in and like review your heart and see if you can consider not doing things the traditional way. And maybe like, well, normally when you hurt somebody this way, they never speak to you again. That may be true. But, you know, if you can find it in your heart to do things a little differently, do things according to what your heart says, which may be non-traditional. At the root, it's the Wheel with Archangel Michael. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. This can be having to do with love, money. It's about karma, good karma, and things going your way, maybe when they hadn't been before. You know, very quickly they start to go your way. Sort of like the Tower. The Wheel represents for me the sign of, or the planet Jupiter, which rules the sign of Sagittarius. So more fire energy, but also the fixed signs are connected to the wheel or wheel of fortune for me. And that would include Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus. At the heart of the matter, it's the 10 of air. It's the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. May even be recovering from an addiction. An addiction, it may be substance abuse or something, but it does not have to be. It's anything, place, or person, or, person, place, or thing upon which one has been codependent, and it's been holding you back as a result. The 10 of air can also represent like betrayal, hurt, pain, right? Backstabbing. Somebody you thought was your friend or thought was, loved you. They didn't act as such. That's coming to an end. And the idea is to be able to, or need to be able to, let go of whatever is associated with that if you're going to be able to move forward. It's similar to the forgiveness. Like you can't expect or be looking for things to continue to be the same way. If you're expecting them to continue to be negative, then you're not moving forward. This is about believing, having faith that we've experienced this. It will not happen again. When I forgive, I'm forgiving for real too. I'm being as sincere as they were in asking for my forgiveness. I'm being sincere in giving it, and that I will not revisit this again. I'm releasing this situation. That's what has to happen with this, or with the 10 of air. You got 2 10s here too. As a matter of fact, it was just 10:10. It's now 10:16, but I was just looking at the clock a minute ago. It felt like a minute ago. I guess it was 6 minutes ago, and it was 10:10. These bring new beginnings. After the 10s is the 11s, which are represented by aces. And of course, aces are new beginnings. I'm going to further clarify these, or attempt to at least, with the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels. Beginning with this could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner you seek. And opening 2, past life relationship. You've known each other before. This could be the one. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Attraction and healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Remember, I've kept feeling parents for the masculine. I don't know how I just got this card in here. This is from the Angel Tarot. If I picked this up from where? I don't know. Maybe it's it's related to you though. It's the Page of Fire, who is outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Pages again bring news, and that one brings news of an opportunity. Represents the sign of Sagittarius, or the fire sign. Leo, Aries. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, but it's not just your parents. It's anybody who's so impactful upon your life that you can't move forward without resolving the issue with them. You have to either repair the relationship or walk away from it. Whomever they are, including your parents. And coming to flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Overall energy is children. Your love life is being affected by children. I think the children could be you and you guys, and like the metaphorical children, that the inner child, for example. Like not necessarily having anything to do with age, but just that there's a child still in there that needs healing. Atop the 9 of water, and so the yes and the wishes granted and all that, it's extend your lighthearted energy to others. This is about being happy and emotionally fulfilled and sharing those feelings with other people. spreading the love, as they say. Atop the Knight of Water is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So faith in falling in love and, you know, being able to come together. It's going to require you to believe in that in order for it to happen. Atop the Knight of Fire, which guides the masculine to persevere, keep pushing, is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So he may have been living and or loving for other people, including his parents or anybody else that's been trying to manipulate him, dominate him. And he's guided now to take his own advice that he was trying to give to you and instead follow his gut, heart. What's his own self telling him to do. Atop the Seven of Fire is pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Well, we just had that red flag pop up out of nowhere, the Page of Fire, which is saying, you know, hey, there's an opportunity coming. So that's cautioning you about that. Like, keep that in mind. Also, the Seven of Fire here guides you to defend your beliefs and decisions, right? It warns you that you may be approached from, you know, people who instead want to, you know, tell you maybe to be traditional and do what they would do and all that kind of stuff. But you're to defend what your choices are and like choose your battles wisely. So some of those people you may fight back. Some of them you just may walk away. All that's up to you. And of course, the last of the red flags is the Nine of Fire here for the masculine, which is about persevering. I paused because I remembered you guys had the wheel too. The wheel can also, again, be a red flag because the wheel represents the planet Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. It's good karma, good luck. So pay attention to those red flags. These are all positive. Atop the Hermit, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And atop Unity or the High Priest or the Hierophant, maybe this commitment, perhaps even marriage, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Top the Three of Air. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So perhaps, you know, like despite the hurt. And atop the Wheel, and what suddenly changes and gets better is that someone from your past returns to your life. Reconciliation. Just like that, the card in the last spread indicated. New love, right? Love anew. And here at the heart of the matter, atop the Ten of Air, keep an open mind. So again, don't let yourself get stuck on the past pain and, you know, expecting negativity to come. Keep an open mind and be positive about it. Your soulmate may differ from usual type and expectations. I know I went over. I knew I was going to when I decided to go ahead and look at the Angel Tarot, but I wanted to see. I was looking for something. It is what it is. And I'm not sorry that I did. I also would like to get you one of these cards of healing from my angel therapy cards, beginning with integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. So the angels here giving you similar advice as to what the masculine did through the cards that he chose. And opening to fairies. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. We also saw a lot of evidence of the need to connect to Mother Nature. Integrity. And you are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. A lot of these seem to be repeat messages of things we've already seen, which I appreciate. And opening to mediumship. You have a natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. Clairvoyant, I'll go one more. Let's see. Vacuum away fear. Call on archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. I'm going to cut. Crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. A lot of repeat messages you're getting here. Overall energy is manifestation power. Use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. That's definitely guidance, again, to stay away from negative thoughts. That's not how you attract your desired outcome. To the masculine, mediumship is back. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. He may need to do some listening of his own for messages from the universe. For you, law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of the energies around you. There you go. For the masculine, or to the masculine, is blonde female. And this blonde female, who's more of a redhead, if you ask me, does represent the divine feminine for me in this deck. So that tells you where his thoughts are and where the angels are guiding him. And for you, young female. And it's coming through again, fire sign, young fire sign, maybe youthful fire, maybe Sagittarius. If you're not a Sagittarius, you're guided to act like one. And you know, that young, like raw passion and like just genuine, like you want to spread love and happiness and fire in your belly. To the masculine, from the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle, Guardian. So he's, reminded that he's not alone on this path back to wellness. And for you, Trilogy of Light. So this is a reminder to you. And these cards, like the same colors being used for both. That's an indication of the connection here between the two of you, that emergence. And we're just every day, all of us trying to be nearer and dearer to the universe. And like rather than a trilogy, maybe form a trinity with the universe. So you're on path for that. To the masculine, from the angels, it's renewal or judgment. Judgment is a very good card to get as it relates to love. It is about reconciliation for me. It's about like you reach this, it's a make or break moment in a relationship. And it can be any kind of relationship. So there may be some with friends too. And this is where you decide like where do we go from here? But as it relates to romantic partners, it tends to be good news for me because it also represents, for me, the planet Pluto, which is the planet of death and rebirth that rules the sign of Scorpio, the zodiac sign of death and rebirth. And so it's letting go of the old stuff to give way for new reconciliation, new love, all of that. The angels to you, awakening, which represents the sign of Pisces for me, and the planet Neptune, as does the Seven of Water. It's like of all the cups cards, the seven is really Neptunian to me because it's like being foggy and, not knowing necessarily what's real and what's fake and trying to like sift through stuff in order to make a decision. That's kind of like what this guides you to do. Take a step back and look at the big picture and like really look. In the meantime, you're at a pause, and that's okay. You don't have to always be going. Take your time to figure this out while that energy is there. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself in that moment, like to be honest with you about you. Hermit. And lastly, to the romance angels, to the masculine, let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So this again guides him to surrender just all your messages, repeating over and over. But if you follow the guidance, everything's going to fall into place for you guys here. And for you, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So this is again about the law of attraction and how you can pull in what you want just by having the right thoughts. And you guys have the making to do all of that. And for your miracles to come true, your dreams to come true. And it's in the cards too, literally. I hope that you enjoy your reading and you find it helpful. Namaste, Angel.